Yawning. Source: Cosmos, New Scientist. By visualgk.com. A yawn is an involuntary breathing movement. It involves a jaw gaping wide and a deep, long breath. Then your muscles contract briefly, and then you exhale, and shut your mouth. Yawning is one of the first things we learn to do. Learn may not even be quite the right word. It is a known fact that the human fetus yawns during its first trimester in the womb. And yawning is something we keep doing throughout our lives. This movement is not unique to people. Animals of all shapes and sizes yawn, or at least exhibit yawn-like behaviour. Why do we yawn? In fact, we don't yet have a solid answer. This is partly because it's kind of hard to test yawns in a clinical setting. That said, there are still a few hundred studies on yawning, and it's more than enough to give us some good theories. For many years it was thought that yawns served to bring in more air, because low oxygen levels were sensed in the lungs. We now know, however, that the lungs do not necessarily sense oxygen levels. Moreover, fetuses yawn in utero, even though their lungs are not yet ventilated. One idea is, yawning helps to cool the brain. Ambient air is usually cooler than your body, so pulling in a lot of it in a yawn might help to cool you down. The yawn also triggers blood flowing to the brain, which cools the brain further. Another part of the puzzle is the time of day we yawn most. Just before or after sleep. Yawning might play a role in the change from sleepy to alert, or in switching between other mental states. Another theory suggests that ear pressure could have a role to play. And, of course, seeing someone else yawn might be a trigger. Is it actually contagious? Given why we yawn is a tricky question, you can bet that contagious yawning is even harder to untangle. But in fact, the contagious yawn effect is so well established, it's often used to induce yawning in yawning studies. There are a few theories for this as well, and nothing completely certain. One element is social. We often use yawning to indicate boredom or tiredness. If you notice someone else in a meeting seems bored, you might start to become disengaged yourself, and not feel as determined to suppress your own yawns. MRI scans have shown that watching someone else yawn activates regions in the brain linked to imitation, empathy, and social behavior. But none of this research is conclusive. Another theory suggests there's an evolutionary advantage to yawning. If one person yawns because he or she is ready to go to sleep, that indicates to the rest of the group that it's safe to sleep. Alternatively, rousing yawns can enhance a group's vigilance or coordinate behavior. Please like, share and subscribe. visualgk.com